So yeah, tragedy strikes the Wickershire project. It's the Wickershire project unleashed. So far I've got the 40-pounder filled up because the 100-pounder carrying that's, I know you see me lift trees up, and I've got back injuries, and you guys have seen the belly button blowout, right? But we don't need to add on to that. So that 100-pounder is going to remain empty just for the time being until I feel strong enough to pick it up. I can do that any time. But when I feel good and I want to pick it up, I know you guys call me a nut job for talking like this. This is me. This is what you get. This is the show, you know, so enjoy. You know, that's all I can tell you. Propane on the Wickershire project is primarily going to be used for the hot water, for the buddy heater. Those ceramic heaters we're using when we lived up in Boston. I've got to recover that. It's in one of these totes that's buried underneath the house. So you're going to see some solar panels in the back here that are not used in the solar rig, which we'll go over in a later video. I'll explain the setup, primarily how we did it, and I'll show you what I did for a quick solar setup. I did that in 1 hour. Home Depot, got the supply, laid it out, leveled some blocks, and built it like done. Is it temporary? Yeah, the solar setup is temporary. Why? Because we just got here. Keeping food cold basically was a 20-quart cooler Sharon had got for like 12 bucks. It was on clearance. Those big, you know, coolers. We throwing bags of ice in there. That welcome wore out really quick. Getting bags of ice and burning fuel to go get it 25 miles away, not worth it. We learned to live to drink warm water. The church up the street has one of those spigot taps, you know, the blue things with the little handle that goes up. Nice ice cold clean water. I'll show you the solution there on how we got water to the property so we could survive, how we took showers, made oatmeal, made ramen. How did we upgrade from the cooler? How did that happen? Like I said, the cooler wore out pretty quick. Knock it off, chickens. Filming here.
Chickens be doing chicken things.
So over here, that's a Hyson refrigerator. I don't know, that was $239 plus tax. But that's a mini fridge, you know, it's about 4 feet tall. It's got a freezer compartment up there. So that's what I was looking for in a mini refrigerator. I was looking for a mini refrigerator that had a freezer compartment. It only uses 328 kilowatts a year. That's awesome. That's cheap. And it says it takes $39 to run it per year. Cost me $0. I've got solar, baby. The fan, what's the fan doing? The fan is facing in. It's taking the cool air that comes out from underneath the house. It's pushing it in there, and the hot air comes out the top. It just blows out that way. So it's kind of like forced convection. It just kind of goes in, hot air out, just kind of transfers. Again, hot air rises, so it's mostly going to be in the roof, and if you don't get rid of it, it's going to travel down, and the whole cabin gets hot. And being inside of a tiny house, you can either heat up or cool down really quickly, and we don't have insulation. We'll cover that topic on another video. How are we going to insulate? Is it fiberglass? Are we just going to put the wood over it? Are we going to do spray foam? Rock wool? What goes in there? You know, what's the best option for us? But like I said, winter's coming, so we gotta think fast and gotta get it done. We did make some phone calls, so don't worry. We've got the plans in place, and we have limited funds, but we got just enough to do it. And that's going to make the difference between a really horrible winter and really bad spring, fall, summer for next year. What is that? That is the second composting toilet. That's the girls' toilet. So we got the boys down there, and we got the girls up here. It's close to the house. It's set up the same way, basically 5-gallon pail. That lid is sold at Walmart. That's like 13 bucks. It just pops right on top. And, you know, you do it right. As quoted here, do it right. So how do you wash your clothes off grid? You could get a 5-gallon pail, some water and soap, kind of hand mush it around, dump it. wring it out, hang it on a clothesline. That'll work. What we've done in the past, and for other off-gridders that have gone and done what we're doing, some of them are famous right now. You know who you are. We've sent them these, the RV washers. I highly recommend them. They're 120 volt. They don't use any power whatsoever. It's got a washer and it has a spinner. And those clothes come out fairly dry. You put them out, hang them up 20 minutes, clothes are dry. So I like them. And how much do they run? They can run between $50 to $100. You don't spend more than that. They only use probably like 3 to 5 gallons worth of water. You know, can't say no to that off-grid. That's easy. They'll run off a generator. Again, it's really low wattage, so it'll run off a cheap inverter. Shocking. I know, shocking. Hummingbird feeder, I have one of those. I was relieving myself out in the woods. I know this is TMI, but as soon as I got out there, dropped my drawers, I had a hummingbird whip around me twice and asking for food. We broke that out, filled it up with some sugar water, and put it out there. We haven't seen any hummingbirds yet. So, again, hummingbirds, here it is. It's probably because it's too close to the compost and toilet, right? There. How do you take a shower off grid? There are a few options. The first thing we were doing is we were showering in the Tennessee River because you smell like Tennessee River. Yeah, the salt sweats off you, but it's still gross. We got some cheap shower curtains. That's the blue PEX pipe. That blue PEX pipe is the actual PEX piping that's going to go inside the house. So I turned it into a shower ring and just put the shower up and across there. The canvas tent that we were using to house all our supply under when we first got here, we moved it over the top of that for a little more privacy and to keep the elements out, such as the sun or rain or whatever, the leaves, because inside there, I'm going to bring you over, I'll show you what we use for a basin. On an earlier video, you saw us get that big galvanized tub. That wasn't feasible. You know, it's not a good idea. It's galvanized metal. I don't know, just something about that doesn't sit right with touching skin or taking a bath in. It's not good. I mean, it's fairly big. It's about 5 foot cross. And it's about another 5 feet that way. So inside here is a garden hose in the back. And it's set the shower setting so it sprinkles. Down here is the basin for the tub for the inside of the house. That's going to be installed in a later video. But we went with that. How does it work? We have a regular car battery, comes over to a transfer pump. That's it. And it has an on-off switch. So you can just reach through, turn your shower on and off to conserve water. We keep a lid on it to keep the bugs out. Also serves as a toilet paper and wipey holder. When you go off grid, I don't know if I mentioned it, toilet paper can go inside the bucket. The wipies have to be thrown out in a pail with the trash. You can't compost these, but you can compost that. And basically there's a little weighted intake in the bottom. So we'll transfer water into this, then we'll heat water up in the house, and we'll pour the hot water into there. You can take a nice warm shower. How's that? Off grid? Boom, got your shower, it's nice and warm. That generator, again, I said it was 74 decibels. If you're looking for that kind of white noise to go to sleep to, you know, you're obviously deaf, and good luck to you. Because for me, 10 o'clock, that thing was getting shut off no matter what. By that time, I'd say somewhere around 8 and 10, it started to cool down. And we left the windows open. The heat came out of the camp house. And yeah, I had to shut that thing down. That there, you go deaf. But yeah, stink bugs. What did I say? Stink bug? Stick bugs. That's cool.